Stark, we need a plan of attack. I have a plan. Attack.
Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a Marvel Future Revolutions video. In this video, I'm going to go over PvE versus PvP builds, and honestly, I'm experimenting with this on my own as well. I've done it with the Omega cards, and I think I spoke about it in the Omega cards video before, but I came to a conclusion with my Storm, and actually I wanted to do another video on a tier list. Like, somebody put out a tier list, and I hadn't had enough time to read it all the way through. I think they put like some good thought into it, but I could like completely disagree with the tier list, so I'm gonna do that video next time. But this time I'm going over like PvE versus PvP builds and why I came to the conclusion that I was headed in the wrong direction with my Storm and overall my entire squad. So before we get into that, I drop Marvel Future Revolutions videos every Tuesday, Thursday, DC Legends videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Raid Challenge videos weekly. So please like, please subscribe, and if you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. So as we get into it, here we go for a PvE/PvP build. Now what I did this morning was I actually built Storm in the PvE fashion. Now before, I was trying to get everything I could to do PvP. The reason why I changed is because there are still, even though I finished the PvE, like the campaign, there's still a lot of things you have to do on a daily basis. I'll just go to operations. Blitz, Most Wanted, Special Operations, Battle Challenge, Raid. All of those are PvE content, and you're farming these areas in order to help improve your squad and your hero. So as I go here to Omega card, so what I did was I basically went through and did everything that gave supervillain or villain damage increases. So here, supervillain damage decrease, supervillain damage decrease. So that'll just make me tankier, plus supervillain damage decrease, villain damage. There are hordes or waves in these events, so that. You have your max damage rate, which, I mean, come on, damage overall. I don't like the chill damage on that card. Then you have your supervillain, and here also villain damage, supervillain damage. Now the problem that I have is that I'm gonna have to use my Storm to do to progress through PvP content and PvE content, because right now my Captain America is at level 81. I can't AFK where he is right now, and I haven't had a chance to really just like take it in my hand and get him through those parts. So at the moment, what I'm doing is using my Storm for everything. What I want to have happen eventually is have Storm take over the PvP role, is what I'm thinking about, and then having Captain America take over the PvE role, and then slowly but surely having Storm go back to taking over the PvE role, and then have Spider-Man take over the PvP role, which is part of the reason why I don't, not saying don't like, I like the tier list that the guy did, but him putting Spider-Man and Storm basically at the bottom of that tier list, I just did not understand at all. So I really want to read through it before I get into it. But so far, to me, it seems as though Spider-Man is like the best PvP champion, best PvP hero, and that Storm would just be good at PvE, like PvE farming, just because of her waves and everything. So what I'm going to do now is, should I go into the raid? Or no, I want to do something that I can do by myself. So how I'm trying to judge as to whether I can do this or not is basically level 80, mad scientist. I'm going to go ahead and participate in this. And I'm going to do it by myself. Now here's the problem that I run into with PvP, is that with this one, what I'm going to do is the way that I'm going to go about it is, if there's a huge time discrepancy, I'm going to see how fast she gets through level 80 alone, solo, and then I'm going to do it again with the PvP build that I was using, or the cards that I was using for PvP. So I'm going to try to use, I'm just going to try to go back and forth. I'm not doing the optimal quote unquote auto equip build, because I think that one just kind of builds you for the overall like attack and like overall balance. And I want to have a focus on one area for one hero and then one area for the other. Like the auto equip, in my view, works really well when you're dealing with where we going? Works really well when you're dealing with just one hero that you're having to like work with. Then the auto balance build is great. Why aren't you moving? Oh, because I messed up. Let's knock off 2 seconds there. It's really great for those for the beginning when you need balance, when you're doing everything with one hero. But right now I have a couple. Captain America is like knocking on the door of 100. I mean, And truth be told, I probably could get him to 100, you know, today if I just like took the time and did it. And in fact, what I'll probably do tomorrow morning is I'll probably wake up and just go ahead and knock that out. But I've been reading this Agatha Christie novel that's really, really good. And Then There Were None, which was originally had a very, very racist name for the book. They changed the name. I started reading the book in the morning with my coffee, and it's actually really good. Like, I'm surprised that Agatha Christie novel is good. Anyway, so that's kind of distracted me from the game just a bit because I wanted to get a little bit more reading in my life. So in any case, so far so good. I can't really judge as to whether or not at this moment she's done anything better. Her ultimate skill is ready to go, but I don't want to use that because I feel like that'll give like an unfair advantage one way or the other. I'm just trying to see how they do straight out by themselves auto PvP build. And then here I'll go to it while this is all running and move this out of the way. Here, squad, you will see in card storage. Oh, I can't even go to card storage. Can't even go to card storage. But in card storage, I put in this because these little red dots annoy the hell out of me. And so I put, I put her, I put the PvP Omega cards in the card storage so I wouldn't have to look at those red dots. And actually, I want to see how fast she knocks down the damage on him. Like, she's getting through that first bar really fast. So it seems. Oh. And with that big jump, she lost, let's say, 30% of her health. Really tempted to push the ultimate gauge. So she lost about 30% of her health. Like, I'm trying to just get a gauge on like how much damage he can do and how much damage she is doing. All right, so he's about to do this big AoE attack that knocked 30% of her damage and gave her, and I guess broke her guard, knocked her out. So it seems as though like the big attacks are taking about 30% of her health away. So keep that in mind, keep that noted. Now, if it doesn't, now here's the thing, as I'm talking through this, the thing I'm looking for is, so the game crashed right at the very end of this test run. So I'm having to go back into it, and it took me a minute because every time I try to go in, somebody else was trying to go into the blitz as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run, and so you guys don't have to suffer through watching this one more time. I am going to then cut to the end because I've already seen like the damage that was supposedly happening, but I want to have that final time at the end so I can like have a fair comparison. Like, his attacks were doing 30% damage on her, his big attacks were doing 30% damage to her health, and like now seeing the time at the end is going to be my indication of how much damage she was doing towards him and towards the entire blitz. So what I'm going to do is, after this, I'm going to come back to you with the time, and then I'm going to change up her Omega cards, and then go back at this and see what the difference is. So see you in a minute. Okay guys, so now it looks as though the time is 3 minutes 16 seconds. She never really went below like 50% health. I think she was like, the lowest she was like 58% health. So she never had that issue. So now what I'm going to do is go to my Omega cards that are in card storage right now that I wasn't able to do before, put them in card storage, and now I am going to remove all of those. Oh wait, no. I have to go back. I have to go back and get them off my other heroes. So let's go ahead and go do that real quick. I will be back in a second. Okay, I thought that was gonna take a lot longer than I expected, but there were like 3 cards really that I had changed. So that means like, and so I guess this also goes to say like, this isn't some massive, huge, I'm trying to notice the changes. Like, this isn't some massive like, oh my God, this is gonna be a huge change. But what I'm looking for is like, is this going to be, and of course, the genius that I am, I removed the cards, didn't put them in the card storage. But the idea, or what I'm looking for, because I'm not going to cut again, the thing that I'm looking for now is that I don't think this is going to be some massive change. I don't think this is going to be some like, it goes from 3 minutes 16 seconds all the way down to like 1 minute. But if it is like 30 seconds, 45 seconds faster, that does make a difference. And so this is what I'm basically looking for. So these are the cards that I have to store right now, and then we will go back to Storm, and we will. Had a lot of bad luck on this video today. Like really, really, really bad luck. See, set whatever. So now I'm gonna go back, remove the villain cards, the super villain cards are the ones that I can, and try to go back into that blitz and see if maybe me having the PvP build, quote unquote PvP build at the moment with the cards that I have is okay, and I don't have to worry about trying to do specific PvE builds, because it's put it like this, I'm wondering if it's too close for all the effort. You know what I mean? Like, if it's only a 5-second difference, then what am I going through all of this for? So here we go. Super villain damage, max damage rate. I kind of want to keep max damage rate. This also says super villain. This says villain and damage. This is super villain, super villain. So I want to replace, and that's shot, well, yeah. Super villain, super villain. This we're keeping max damage. Super villain, unequip. And then villain, super villain, unequip. So these are the ones that I'm going to replace. Now the owned cards would be, just to be on the safe side, villain PvP damage, equip. There. I should actually figure out if those make a big difference as to where they're put. What was the next one? This one had attack. I had PvP and defense. Pardon me. And then this one is, yeah, super villain, super villain. This one is villain, villain. Where is it? Where are we looking now? Nope. I'm missing it. It's probably right in front of me, right? Villain, super villain. That one is attack. Yeah, attack damage. Okay. So this is how the cards are going to be structured now. You can see our power level go up to 397. Woohoo. So now I'm going to go back into that blitz. And I guess we'll kind of start it off and then see. Participate. Nope. I don't want other people. No one else. All right. See if I can get into another. Already entered in battle. That's not fair. I don't like that. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is cut while this all happens, and then try to find, can I leave in the middle of a battle? This is not what I want. Not what I want at all. So anyway, I'm gonna let this happen, and then I'm gonna try to go back and solo it. For a video that's probably gonna end up being about like 10 to 12 minutes long, like this has been a lot of work, okay? Like there's a lot of stuff not going my way today. All right, so let's see. And this is gonna be another one of those situations where I think I'm gonna cut and not make you guys suffer through. But as I was saying before, which I'm sure you guys just heard like 15 seconds ago, but for me, it was actually quite a while ago. What I'm looking for is last run, 316. So this one, if it's in that range of 316, then I'll keep this gear on. However, if this run ends up being like 4 minutes, 5 minutes long, then it's time for me to move on. So what I'll do is, instead of like actually, well, you know what? I'm gonna hold off because I want to also see like how much damage he does to her on his like big AoE attacks. Like it seems as though she's getting through the waves like relatively easily. Kind of hard for me to tell at this point, especially since all my focus really was on just like the super villain. So let's see how fast we get through. Plus, because she's level 100, it is going to be relatively easier for her anyway, just getting through the waves. So the big moment of truth is against the boss. Although I will say, for starters, it did seem as though she got through these hordes a little bit faster, no? Am I going crazy? Or am I just being hopeful? Is she getting stuck? Don't get stuck on stuff. That's going to affect your time. So, yeah, I feel like she got through this boss here really quick in the first run. So let's see how that goes now. Not bad. Not good. Not bad. All right. mean, it feels like it's already over 3 minutes, no? I mean, you guys can tell better than me. I don't have like, I have the time up, but I didn't check. So like, all right, so AoE attack, his first AoE attack is between 26 and 27%, around about 30. So let's see what happens when he does his AoE attacks. Ooh, she's already going down to 78%. Okay, so his AoE should be coming relatively soon. Yeah. Okay, so it's more damage. It's about 4% more damage. If I was gonna say like the AoE last time was between 26, 27, this time it was like legit on 30. Okay, so now, however, still not like she was in danger of dying. You know what I mean? Like she didn't. There's no worry that she's not going to make it. See, 94.4. So that one went down to 27. So that could also be just like luck of the draw on the RNG. How much damage is being dealt? What went crit and what didn't? So, as far as damage she's receiving, slightly more, sure, but enough for me to change the Omega cards? No. I mean, maybe it makes a difference when you're having to deal with higher up bosses, I guess. Maybe she has this one pretty well in hand. All right, so here we go. Don't crash. Don't crash on me. Another AoE attack. So what's the timing? I think it's running slower. I really do think it's running slower. You guys know better than me because you're going to be able to look at the YouTube time. I can't tell. All right, so here we go. What is it? 344. Just enough for me to have to think about it. Like it's 30 seconds, right? So at the end of the day, let's go ahead and put it this way. At the end of the day, it's 30 seconds when I'm going through this stuff, right? This is her PvP build. So is it that I don't have enough? Maybe if it's all multiplied on each other, I don't have enough at the moment, or like cards that are significant enough at the moment to make it really worth maybe going back and forth between PvP and PvE build. Maybe that's the case. There's clearly a difference, like clearly a difference. And ooh, you know what? Auto equip. I'm gonna auto equip all of them. So that's her auto equip. That's what puts her at 402. And this is the supervillain damage card coming in. So you know what? Me being Mr. I know every damn thing, I'm not gonna go by auto equip. Let me see what the auto equip time is. I think oh no, I don't have one more participation. I don't have one more participation unless I spend like 100 crystals. I think. Can I spend 100 crystals and get into that one more time? Yeah, I'm for 80. Okay, so not as bad. But for the video, I just need one. Participate. Nope. Cancel. All right, give it 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. All right, so now let's see. Let's try that one more time. That's not, come on, don't have other people there. Ah! Okay. They're gonna be sitting there forever just waiting, and I don't want them to wait on me. Go away. Shoo. Y'all messing up my video. Okay, to be fair, I messed up my videos, but still though. All right. Ready? No. Entering battle. Fantastic. So I'll be back after this crap. So finally got to go alone. I had to spend another 80 crystals. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. So we're doing it on our own with the auto-equipped Omega cards. And now we're going to see, which I get the distinct impression that she's probably gonna just pillage her way throughout this whole thing now that it's auto-equipped to make me feel like an even bigger dummy. Like this video is probably the epitome of just me feeling like frustrated and stupid because it's basically like, all right, so the PvE versus PvP build I made, granted it was a 30-second difference in time. So like one is better than the other, which yields that the other is better at the other thing, the PvP. Like I said, I can't test PvP just because you can't face the same opponent more than once. So right now, this here is just to see if the auto equip is just better overall. But it's clear that doing like the PvE versus PvP builds do make a 30 seconds is a significant difference, right? 30 seconds from a 345 run. I mean, that's a difference. That's a pretty big difference. Which then just leads me to believe even more so if I had more like PvE Omega cards, and I could remove some of the, like if I got more PvE like rolls, bonus stats, things like that, that would make a difference when it comes down to building a PvE farmer. At this point though, I think the thing that the conclusion that I'm coming to is that because of the limited amount of resources I just have in general, why does she always get stuck on this pole thing? Because of the limited amount of resources I have just in general, that is not going to be a big enough difference to warrant me doing. Now, to be fair, that 30 seconds, 3 times over different PvE, the more I think about it, 30 seconds may seem small now versus just one run, but when you put it in the context of, did she just fall with a regular villain? Seriously though? Did she just get her guard broken? Now that I think about it, 30 seconds is significant because under one run, okay, fine. But if I'm doing these blitzes every day and I do the level 80, level 90, and level 100, if I do those every day, and let's say it's 30 seconds per, because it's probably going to be different, but let's say it's 30 seconds per, and then that's 9 runs, that does add up. Plus the special operations and other things like that, that does make a difference in the end. You're shaving off some time. And if I make that build and then just continue to improve upon it as opposed to just waiting to have the proper cards, that does make a difference. So I'm literally, okay, that much damage was right around 21%. So she's taking less damage. I'll watch again, but I'm trying to do 2 things at once. But now the more I think about it, that does matter. That 30 seconds does matter. In as many different aspects of the game that are PvE based, having that 30 seconds shaved off and other things, 89.8, it didn't just drop to 8. There's no way that was what just happened there. There's no way. Oh, and his guard is down too, so he got his guard broken. Is this run faster? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm a moron. But having a PvE build or having something geared towards PvE and just slowly but surely correcting that might be worth it. See, what was this run? Or is auto equip just gonna make all this rambling I did meaningless? Yep. So, PvE build. That's what I'm going for now because this is 330, the other one was 345, 344, and then the one before, the PvE build that I made was 316. So overall, the PvE build does matter, and that is the one I'm going to go for because I'm going to change her into my PvE farmer and then go into PvP. I'll win some matches, lose some matches here and there, but I'm going to go ahead and just try to boost up my Captain America, put him in a PvP build, let her keep farming, and then as soon as, or actually, yeah, switch that up like I said. So then have Captain America become PvE, have her become PvP, and then have Spider-Man become PvP, put her back in the role of PvE. So that PvE build, the more I think about it, that 30 seconds for one run may not matter, but then when you're doing all this different PvE content from blitzes to raids, all that other stuff, at the end of the day, it does matter. So that's what I'm gonna go back and build her as. So, whoo, that was a lot. And this video can't be longer. Well, maybe it's a 20-minute long video. I don't know. But it was a lot, and it was a lot for me to deal with. And I'm so like, oh. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the links below to support the channel. Please like, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.